Hello guys, and yes, I know it's been a while. Also, sorry about the fan, but it's been a while. But welcome back to FNAF Theories. And today, this might contradict Rytos's theory a little bit, but not that big of a part. The Shadow Bonnie and Shadow Freddy theory. And I know his real name is QXR, you know, all that. I'm not saying the whole name. But that will actually come into the theory. You guys have been probably questioning, who's Shadow Bonnie? Where did he come from? Why is he here? Why does he just stand there staring at you in the office, but crashes your game? Well, I have a theory for all of those, and one of them actually ties in with the meta part of FNAF, where it's a developer, but like he, you know. But today, and I know this might sound outlandish, but I might have to say this right now, I think Shadow Bonnie's a crying child. You're like, what? How? Why? What the fuck? What's wrong with you? What is wrong with your brain? I think you need a doctor. And I know that sounds crazy, and I know that sounds really crazy, but it makes sense if you look at it. It explains why he just stands there staring at you in the office. It's because he recognizes you a little bit, but he doesn't have any memories of you. It's like if like a squirrel had amnesia, but it could recognize you. And I also do think Shadow Freddy is also the crying child, and I'll explain that. Because in Rytos's theory, he said that they were like separated, the souls were separated. You know, probably was trying to put them back together. Who else but the crying child, that I think might have like a 3-split brain, maybe? Why he probably doesn't do anything in the Golden Freddy, because why? Cassidy seems like the only one that's taking charge, but this makes sense. And only why he does something. Why does he just stand there in the office? Because he recognizes you, but he doesn't know what you are or who you are. Why he just stands there. The reason why the game crashes, to me, is because this is based off of real events in the FNAF game, but we've never heard about Shadow Bonnie besides the mini games and this. So no duh, they wouldn't have any idea what Shadow Bonnie does. They probably think he's just a random shadow thing. And he probably actually didn't kill you. Explain why it just crashes your game. Why shadows just crash your game. Because they never would kill Michael if they are the crying child. But they've never heard of what they did or saw what they did, so it just crashes it. Because they don't know what to do with it. And the developer probably went, oh yeah, crashing the game would be unexpected, and we don't know what it does, so. Because, remember, he was told to make these games. If they have not seen dead bodies and blood on the animatronics, but don't see that, but have seen this thing on camera, but have not actually seen it do anything, you know, like kill you or anything, or help you, or do anything. It probably did something, but I don't know. I don't know what it did. I just know it probably didn't kill Michael if it is the crying child. Explain why it just stands there and your game crashes. Is it probably recognized you, but couldn't know why? Because remember, it says like the others are animals. The puppet says, the others are animals, but I am aware. I am very aware. And why would you say that? Like, obviously, because the others, but... She doesn't mention Shadow Bonnie at all. Or Shadow Freddy. It's because, well, if she didn't see them, that could be why. Or two, it's because Shadow Bonnie is like a deer in headlights. When he's seen Michael, he just wanders, stands there, not aware of what he is or who he is. And his name is an important part of it too. Real nip. Because there's remnant in this thing, but this, why? Shadow Freddy is called Shadow Freddy, but why is Shadow Bonnie RWQFSFASXC? Why? It's like he doesn't remember anything. And we see in the books, collect the pages to fill their memory. What if he doesn't have any memories? Like, he's the missing piece of himself. Because Shadow Freddy has a name. It's like he can understand what Freddy is because of the Crying Child. Because the Crying Child watched the Freddy, show and stuff. And yes, if the toys were back then, he could technically have seen them before at the circus, before it burnt down. So, stop. You're about to be like, well, how would he have seen it? And blah, 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 blah. He would have seen it. Especially if his dad worked at the circus. He would have went to the circus to see it. Also, another reason why he could be traumatized. Because he saw the place burn down. Stop getting mad at me. But if he is missing his memories, this makes sense. He doesn't know Toy Bonnie is called Toy Bonnie. Because people have called him Shadow Bonnie because he's Bonnie. And it would be way too complex, apparently, to call him Shadow Toy Bonnie. But that's besides the point. He doesn't know his name. Why would Scott pick this name out of anything? He has never done this. He has never done that as a name. He would just pick a normal name. Why? Why do this? He has made Old Man Consequences called Old Man Consequences. Why do this? Unless if it is important. And the importance is he doesn't understand his name. He doesn't know what a Toy Bonnie or a Bonnie is. If he is a piece of Crying Child, he would feel strange that he knows this character or knows these characters, but he doesn't know where he knows them from. Because he's not fully back together. And the puppet, he also probably tried to put him back together, but didn't have this piece. Or the puppet did, but doesn't know how to make this thing remember. And it doesn't remember anything. Why? He just stares at you and crashes your game. Because it doesn't understand what you are or who you are. But it's like, I remember you from somewhere, but I don't remember who. It makes sense. Why? They just crash your game. Because Shadow Freddy probably remembers you, too. If my theory is correct, he probably does remember who Michael Afton is, if that's his brother. And knowing the Crying Child, I don't think he would hold a grudge. Yeah, he'd probably be mad, but he he crashes your game too. Meaning, he probably doesn't kill you because he's the crying child. Why would he kill his own brother? And it's weird. The shadow of Fredbear. Why? Looks like Shadow Freddy in the minigame in FNAF 4. He probably remembered that Fredbear looks like Freddy, and his favorite character was probably Freddy. Could have been Freddy. And he turned into Freddy because he cares. He still loves the franchise, but is also scared. Why he's just a shadow. But it makes sense where the crying child is. It makes more sense why he hangs out in the back with the old, withered animatronics. Because he remembers them from Freddy and Friends. Or the old show, basically. He remembers them. And still cares about them. So he hangs out with them in the back. Because remember, he still loves and hates this franchise at the same time. He's scared of the animatronics. And remember, this was when Fredbear was an animatronic. And there was like an old circus that probably burned down before or after. If it was after, he's not scared because of the circus burning down. But if it was before he got bit, then that helps with him being scared. Because they probably malfunctioned and set this place on fire. Set it on fire. Also, it makes sense why Springtrap's there, because he remembers it. Yeah. And why he... Oh, also, this explains why Willard Afton hates Henry so much. It's because one of his animatronics killed his child, and probably one of his animatronics probably malfunctioned. Probably Eclipse. Because why is Eclipse getting so much of this Jacko theming? Like a lit pumpkin. He probably malfunctioned and set things ablaze. Or scared his child into fearing his own creation. Making him really angry at Henry because his child will never get over the fear because he probably saw Eclipse as like a demon on fire. Could have been, but we don't see any proof of that, so I'm not saying that. So he could have malfunctioned and set something on fire. But he could have gotten new clothes and stuff. And also, I do think the fire ending happens in Security Breach, but maybe in the Princess Quest one too. I'm not talking about that today, obviously. But basically, also the video game. Oh crap! I forgot to do that. We'll be right back. Okay, there's a reason I did this. Oh crap! I'm not. It's fine. There is a reason. Why here? Why? He looks similar in the minigame to this guy. To Spring Bonnie. And why is it this Spring Bonnie? And why pick this character, Shadow Bonnie? It's almost like Shadow Bonnie's name is similar to Spring Bonnie, Shadow Bonnie, Spring Bonnie. And also, why this? Why? Like, you could have picked any other... You could have put him in FNAF 2. That would have made more sense. But no, Scott picked this. Like, he is not a murder from FNAF 2. Like, he's a murder from FNAF 1. And also, the minigames, it could be the souls helping each other. Because look at what he does, though. He's glitching, for one. That one isn't bad. He appears here in a... What? He glitches, too. The game. All the secret mini games. Because I think in the why does he appear in the FNAF and that? Unless the Shadow Bonnie is the crying child. He remembers it a little bit.
Hello?
Why is there a thing called the Corner Freddy? He looks like Shadow Freddy. It's weird. Is he Shadow Freddy? Holy crap. I thought I saw a shadow and also one standing behind me. I'm going insane. I think it was my mic on my headset that made it look like Bonnie thing. Or I'm going totally insane. But no. No, I'm skipping to the minigame part. Because the minigames are important. To me at least, they are important. Because they kind of look like FNAF World. When you dive deeper. And Rytos had a theory that FNAF World was the puppet trying to make him remember. What if that's what this is? And Shadow Bonnie, the reason why he appears at Fredbear's is because Charlie knows that he died at Fredbear's, not at FNAF 2. Maybe Shadow Freddy told her something, but he doesn't know himself because he's a piece of the crying child, like a tiny piece of the crying child that can recognize things but can't remember. And there are secrets in these. Like, who is the balloon boy? Who is Balloon Boy? It could be that child in the FNAF 4, could be. But it could also not be. And also, I do think this supports his theory. It's probably him finding himself. And him remembering his funeral. His own death. Anything can go, anything can go. Yeah, and you do this. And you fall. This is what happens. Dead balloon boys. Is this how he interprets his other dead children around the tree? Or is that his family sat over him dead? I don't know. This theory isn't about BB. No, I'm not saying that the child died at Lake FNAF. circus. I'm not saying that. Because that would be a long story I got. And I don't know if it is or not. Anything can go. Anything will go. Mango. She collects herself. There's a theory that she's actually like a dog. I'm trying to find when, because I'm sorry, this theory isn't about any other characters. It's just good to mention like the certain visuals that happen, like why. And I do believe in Raito's theory that they are like probably trying to find themselves. It makes sense why you have to delve so deep to find Old Man Consequences. It's because Chari's allowing you to find her father, because the father knows he's fully and that's the crying child, not crying child, that's the puppet. And they're all like have to do this for some reason. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Like it's probably their birthday or them ascending to heaven, showing them that they're supposed to go upwards to heaven. Or I don't know. Because Scott doesn't say what's official and what's canon. He just says canon for some reason. Because I'm trying to see if that was the actual.
Away from populated areas before bleeding out. Please go to the designated space. Map layout program. The animatronics.
Also, the reason why we find the paper pals is I'm dumb. I said before that the crying child was multiple things, and I'm dumb for thinking that. Because it seems more like he's just Shadow Freddy and Shadow Bonnie. Because it makes sense why they just crashed your game entirely. Why did I say that? Because I was like, how do you explain that one? He was in other things explaining why that happens. I'm trying to skip to the minigame. Can like we get to the minigame now? This Chica's Party World. Chica's Party World. I think she's from originally Chica's Party World. I'll get into that eventually, but you'll get why. But yeah. I'm trying to get to Shadow Bonnie's because he is what we're trying to focus on today. And I will probably talk about the mini games later and how they connect to FNAF World to me. Because Raito's, I actually think he was onto something. Not on something. I don't think he was on drugs. I don't think he was like going cracky, but like going crazy. I don't know why I was about to say Cracky McGee. But she just exits. I don't know why. Hers is just. Yeah, she just leaves. Okay. Why? That's not a secret. That's just leaving. No. Fredbear is probably possessed. This is actually probably Golden Freddy. I don't think this is Shadow Freddy, because Shadow Freddy we saw was basically full. Not full. Or this could be. It actually could be. The child that's actually probably being helped could be Shadow Freddy, but I don't think so. But this could be Shadow Freddy, but because we don't. I will discuss how she probably tried this, but it didn't work. Cause yeah, Shadow Bonnie is gone now. Shadow Bonnie probably actually moved on. We never saw them again. And they are made out of dark remnant. Probably from like AR. Because they're a very blacky kind of look. Like the dark stuff, so.
Hello?
Actually, they do appear again, so. And he does attack you, so. But that could be because he's probably in agony. And he doesn't recognize you. Because remember, she says they're all like animals, and I think the only reason he doesn't attack you is because you are. Because he doesn't see you as a threat. Or isn't harmed, or isn't shot with agony. Because remember, they're purposely sending these to your house to kill you. This is probably the puppet trying to make sure you're not William Afton. Because we do see that there's a shadow. But she's trying... And then she goes to Shadow Bonnie. And I think he is probably trying to help the puppet though. Help with the happiest day. Because why can't he go to all of them? Why? Because all they were able to do is go to a balloon or find the exit. But he can go to everywhere. It's like he's helping her, but he doesn't know why. Or this is the way that she's helping him find who he is. We do see him again, so an AR, but I think that's the last time. And that is a box, so I think that's him probably remembering that he's dead. But again, he doesn't know where, because he just remembers these places. He just recognizes these places. He saw that it was dead people here. Or that's where he's buried. Or like dead, but he doesn't know where, why it's a purple screen. It's because he doesn't understand where. Because I think the puppet's showing him this, but he doesn't. But he understands that he's dead. But he's like, where? Where? He doesn't, because he doesn't remember where he is. Shadow Freddy does though. Doesn't probably understand where he's been buried, obviously, probably. Unless if he's the one that showed Michael where he was buried. Probably trying to tell him that what his dad's trying to do. And he probably actually was the one that, and he knew that he needed to kill his own father to help other people, so he did. Because we do, because here's the thing, he straight up lures you to, you know, he lures you to, William, what if the puppet told him to? Because he wanted to help the souls leave. And he probably knew he needed... It's one, he didn't know they would have killed his dad, or two, he did on purpose because he knew they would attack back. and try to make sure other kids wouldn't die. And it makes sense why he doesn't attack his father. He still cares about him, but he knows what he has to do. Because the puppet is in FNAF 1, so... And the Shadow Bonnie, he's just been captured, infused with dark remnant, or he is already made of it. It was just aggressive to other people because he doesn't know who they are. It's one, he's a mindless machine, or he could have been forced to attack people in AR, because it does treat Remnant differently, and it could be because Dark Remnant could be a thing. And remember, he doesn't remember his bad memories, but it could be bad emotions making him attack people. The Dark Remnant could be bad memories, or something that makes him attack you. Explain why in FNAF 2 he doesn't attack you, but in FNAF AR he's one that will. It's because he's kind of being infused into something, or has lost more of his memory of him being a kind, sweet person, so he probably just remembered people, recognized them. And yeah, it explains why he doesn't attack you at all, but I don't know. I feel like this theory is one of my favorites. It explains where the crying child went, and actually makes him more important than we actually ever imagined him to. Because, like, most people just mention the crying child, and that's it. But he appears in AR and stuff, and why? It's almost like William told Vanny to capture him, to put his son back together. Oh my god, why did I not think of that? He's making his son kill people so he could fix his son. He's doing it. He's actually remember when he told us, well, we assumed him to tell his son, I will put you back together again. That's it. AR is not just for Vanny to kill people. He made his own Lefty, basically. He captured his son inside a toy Bonnie. That's why there's multiple variants of them. But he has to collect parts from other remnants to put his son back together. That's why he forces his own son to kill people. And so he can bring the crying child back to life. Oh my god! How did I not think of that? It makes sense. He said to Evan, I'm gonna put you back together again. And what do we see in AR? Animatronics killing people to collect soul. It's so he could actually do what he said from the beginning. Put his son back together again. And that's why he makes his son kill people. Because if he does that, he'll collect the remnant from them to put in his child. Yeah, it makes the other souls are angry too. explain why he will kill. It's because the other remnants making him want to kill people. Because it's not just remnant, it's also anger. He's becoming less and less of himself because it's not just his remnant, it's other people that died from animatronics that are angry and sad and confused. Why explains why he kills people. Eureka! But where is he now? Where is the crying child though? I hope we see him again though. Cause it also makes sense why Shadow Freddy sits there with the other animatronics. Because he cares about them. But he still doesn't know how to get back together with Shadow Bonnie to become whole. And he misses his old life and cares about his brother still. Explaining why they would come into your office at all, but not kill you. It's because Shadow Freddy completely remembers him. Shadow Bonnie recognizes him and just stares at him. But where's Shadow Freddy though? Where is he? He kind of just hanged out until William came. And he knew, and the puppet told him he had to do what he had to do. Explaining why he would only betray his father is to help others. He's helping the puppet. Explaining why he actually doesn't get his own minigame and why Cassidy would. It's because it's not him that needs to remember, it's Shadow Bonnie. Explaining why Shadow Bonnie actually was in there. He's not helping. Well, kind of. Crying Child is helping, just not Shadow Bonnie. It's Shadow Freddy that's helping. And FNAF 4 could be the memory of the Crying Child, or that could be Michael back in his own house, sleeping there and living there until he gets scooped. Love y'all. Bye. I just figured it all out. Yahoo! I actually figured out the Crying Child today. So that's amazing. Love y'all. Bye.